Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Astrology forecast for the Twin Flame Collective for the week of July 17th through the 23rd. And so this is like the much awaited shift of the year taking place today on the 717 portal. And so some of the highlights for the week ahead today would be the new moon in Cancer, along with the North Node shift moving from Taurus into Aries. We also have Venus and Chiron both stationing retrograde, and the Sun opposing Pluto. And so we've got some very big karmic, fated, destined moments playing out. I do feel it's going to be a very challenging week, but we're learning a lot of lessons. I do feel everything's kind of lined up like dominoes, and it's going to be like a domino effect of kind of karmic fated events playing out for the week ahead. And so we also have Mars opposing Saturn, and so I do feel this is going to be a very powerful energy playing out for the twins this week. And so anything that's been held on to when it comes to the past emotions, I do feel we're being asked to stop holding on to the past, to stop holding on to the pain, to what's hurt us, and to kind of let it go. I also feel I heard from another Divine Feminine, and the energy she channeled was massive heart chakra awakening and ego deaths. Actually, the message that came through from another Divine Feminine that I do a lot of energy work with was that a lot of the masculines are still in a lot of confusion. I do feel there's many of them stuck in stagnant karmic situationships, and there's a huge shift when it comes to the ego, because the masculines are going to have to kind of face all of these past pains and heal them. But I feel there's still fear when it comes to taking that leap of faith. I do feel major heart awakenings, and so we can't really be willing to move forward into the future until we kind of stop letting the past kind of hold us back. And so with the Cancer new moon, there's a lot of things that we can learn from this cardinal Cancer energy, and so there are incredible new opportunities for the twins this week. A lot of endless opportunities that we're here to kind of manifest. But I feel we have to stop kind of sitting and waiting for things to kind of happen. And so a lot of the times I find Cancer energy, where we're sitting here, we're waiting for this perfect opportunity to find that perfect match. But there really is no such thing as a perfect opportunity, right? Perfection really doesn't exist. Perfect opportunities don't exist. The energy creates the potential to walk through the doorway of a timeline shift or a new cycle, but we have to be willing to emerge out of something that is no longer working in order to cultivate something new. And so this new moon in Cancer is really helping us reconnect to all of these inner desires when it comes to our home life and our family life, and what part of us needs to recognize where we need to maybe take a chance. And so the aspects of this new moon are kind of creating a new emergent process, I feel, for the divine masculines, especially with the new moon opposing Pluto in Capricorn. And so there's going to be certain karmic circumstances kind of arising in the energies this week, forcing the masculines into taking action. And so it is the energy, though, too, if one door closes, another door will open, but we do need to align ourselves with what it is that we want if we are going to seize these new opportunities. But we first and foremost have to recognize our emotions. Cancer is a very emotional sign at the core, and we have to pay attention. And so really the Cancer energy, I feel, is all about the art of paying attention. And so pay attention to every little thought coming up in the energies this week, any mood swings, any impulses, any emotion that emerges in the energies this week is coming up for a reason. And so everything we experience in this life can be turned into this pure life force energy. So I do feel solar plexus recalibration. And we have this incredible energetic potential right now to go through this self-actualization process, this awakening process, and to birth this new existence into being when it comes to 5D Earth. And so anything that arises emotionally, whether it's an idea or maybe there's like a fated destined encounter, there could be a proposal of some sort, we do have to check in with how we feel. We have to lean into our intuitive feelings and tune into our body and recognize if something makes us feel alive or if something kind of energetically drains us. And so there's this new energy, I feel, activating these dormant cells within our spiritual body. And many are feeling this electric, energetic charge as we go through these activations. And it's like, we're ready for this emergence, but is your heart fully open? And so the new moon in Cancer is asking us to go into the heart. And I do feel right now for a lot of the masculines, their heart is speaking very loudly to them when it comes to the higher heart chakra. And so a lot of the masculines have shut their hearts off to the feminine as a self-defense mechanism because of the pain of the separation. But this has really kept things stuck and blocked for a very long time. And so it is downright essential for the masculines to go through this heart awakening, this heart chakra activation. But in order to do that, we have to feel all of these old wounds connected to past life timelines in order to heal them so we can open up to this divine connection that the twins share. And that would be unconditional love. So there's some blocks around the heart, I feel, that need to be released. When it comes to some restrictions with the North Node shifting, I do feel this is a very important transit. This is an overall redirection for many of the divine masculines in their life when it comes to being future oriented. Aries is the masculine principle. I do feel it is requiring some sort of action as the lunar nodes shift signs. And over the next 18 months, I do feel the twins will be working on finding that balance, that middle ground within this very mutually beneficial relationship cycle. And so I feel there's a lot of divine feminine healing also taking place over the coming months. We do have Venus stationing retrograde on Saturday, July 22nd. The very next day, Chiron is going retrograde. And so there's a theme going on over the next little while when it comes to divine feminine healing, divine feminine balance, to kind of rid ourselves of these past habits, any karmic attachments, so we can also fully open up to love. And so a lot of Leo placements are going to have blasts from the past. I'm a Mars and Leo, and let me tell you, the past life soul contracts are coming in hot and heavy already when it comes to clearing some past love relationships. And so we're going through this major detoxification, I feel, with Venus going into retrograde. We're also going to have to go into a purification process when it comes to any karmic shadow feminine energy. I do feel a lot of shadow work collectively we're going to be dealing with, especially when it comes to rejection in the past, or betrayal, or abandonment wounds, or fear of maybe, losing your reputation. A lot of the twins, I feel, are being triggered into a lot of Atlantean past timelines when it comes to past lives in Atlantis, stemming around being persecuted when it comes to speaking our truth. And so a lot of the masculines run because they deathly fear rejection. And a lot of the feminines unwittingly block the masculine because we're so worried that our twin is going to run away from us again. And so with Venus going retrograde, though, I do feel this is a major karmic rebalancing. This is going to trigger a lot of karma playing out within these relationship cycles, which could lead to vengeance, retaliation, as well on the shadow aspect of Leo, especially with Lilith and Leo. And so there's a major reevaluation of our patterns, our beliefs, so we can resolve these past life timelines once and for all, I feel, moving forward. And so I do feel we're going to be re-evaluating and re-encountering a lot of exes. Maybe even if it's just like a ghost of a past situation that needs resolution internally. And we don't need to seek that closure externally. We can all create that internally. But I do feel there's a lot of exes coming back, past life soulmate contracts coming back for clearing. A lot of the masculines have caused a lot of negativity in this connection. And, you know, Venus retrograde, I think the last time Venus went retrograde was about 1.5 years ago. Chiron went retrograde about 2 years ago. So themes that came up a couple of years ago are coming back up again if that lesson wasn't mastered, if that lesson wasn't learned. And so this is going to really impact us in a very profound way, I feel, for many of the twins. And so this is all going to be subjective to the inner shadow work you've already done, your inner world, the balance that you've created for your own life. But I do feel it's going to trigger a lot of feelings about some past people, what we like in relationships, what we don't want in relationships, what do we truly value. Leo is a very fixed energy. We all want what we want, right? And so I do feel it's all going to be dependent on what you've created for your inner reality and balance, how this retrograde Venus reviewal is going to go for you. But if there's still something important that you've not dealt with, that's likely coming up. And I do feel that's where the feminine's going to be in question. I feel a lot of the feminines, if there's communication coming, you're going to be sitting and asking yourself, do I still love this person? And so I do feel there's going to be sudden changes of heart as well. I feel the masculines are going through a major breakup experience right now. And there is like a sudden change of heart taking place. And it doesn't always have to be about going back to somebody from the past. There could be, because Venus rules money, this could mean bankruptcies, people losing things that they value materially to reframe their belief systems. And so a lot of inner contemplation, self-reflection as well, and deepening of our relationship with ourselves in that Leo energy. I do feel there's this energy too playing out of a re-experiencing of the hurt, which would be the heart awakening, the feeling of the past hurt in order to reach unconditional love. And so I do feel we're in our most vulnerable energies this week. So many of us just want to be loved and to love. And so I do feel we have to kind of clear all of these old insecurities and fears. We all come with baggage. We all come with a little bit of baggage, right? But we can still open up to love again. And we can love on a whole new higher level after this purge. And so any old baggage that's really not been dealt with when it comes to old breakups, old hurts, fears, this will be coming up, because we cannot go into these divine counterpart unions without the purging of the past life soul contracts. And so a lot of people are going to be projecting and mirroring a lot of triggers deep at the soul level this week, so we can release everything that really isn't aligned with love and these unions. And so we have Leo season starting this week, which I just feel this old rekindling energy, especially with Chiron in retrograde. There's going to be a lot of ego battles. I do feel a lot of ego battles in order for a newfound appreciation for the twin flame experience, I do feel. And so there's going to be a certain magic as well in the energies. And this is all going to be dependent, like I said, on the qualities that you've integrated and embody in the higher energy. So Leo energy is coming up to be highlighted. And on the positive aspect, Leo is asking us to find our confidence, to be authentic, to be courageous, to have this warm, generous, radiant Leo glow. I can hear the kids fighting upstairs. Give me a second, guys. They were not fighting. They're playing the basketball game in my older daughter's room. We've got like an arcade basketball game. Anyway, carry on. Let's carry on. And so with Chiron retrograde, like I said, Chiron went retrograde in the sign of Aries 2 years ago. I believe it was 2021 when I look back at the memories. And so we have another chance to heal this core wound. And so it's going to be going retrograde at 19 degrees. What I did notice in the astrology this week is there's a lot of karmic degree points playing out. And so the Chiron retrograde is asking us to look deeper at these core feminine wounds. I feel Cancer is the mother, Capricorn is the father, these mother-father wounds, where we self-sabotage our lives in subtle ways and in very non-subtle ways. And where we would be without these wounds, right? And so our wounds do shape us. We can't really start out any new relationships until we clear any fears of abandonment or fears of rejection or fears of embarrassment. And so I do feel we're taking a long, hard look at our social group, our friends, our relationship cycles, these core wounds linked to mother and father energy, and owning them, right? We can't embrace any change if we're not willing to own the parts of us that maybe we don't like. And so we can't keep going to these great lengths to convince the world and ourselves that, hey, I'm good, everything's good, this wound doesn't exist. And then all we're doing is band-aiding over and masking over the wounding. And so this creates all of these deep-seated wounds of inferiority, I feel. And so we can't brag about how much self-confidence we have when deep down inside we self-sabotage and we act in ways that prove that we really are low in self-worth and self-confidence. And so I do feel there's a lot of unconscious processes being brought into the conscious awareness for many of the divine masculine and feminines. And so a lot of the masculines overcompensate by pretending they're living their best life in this karmic relationship. And I feel the karmic also holds on, and they do this just so they don't have to be told they were wrong. They want to just prove that they were right. And so if we purposely go into these energies this week, and we exact pinpoint the wound and we face that in the eye, which might require a face-to-face conversation with a counterpart, then we can look deep inside these feelings, deep inside these thoughts, take a past look at the event of the separation. So I do feel all of these old wounds are being stirred up again to go a little bit deeper, but we're in this massive period of the healing process beginning. And so the next few months I feel will bring a lot of positive shifts for the twins, growth, transformation for the masculine, for this reconnection. And so it's all going to depend on how you handle it, right? Astrology is great. We can talk about these energies coming in, and it's not the end all be all. It's a preview, and it's all in how you handle it. And so if you kind of cleaned up the shine on your own twin flame mirror, I do feel you'll be moving forward very quickly in the energies with these retrogrades, because really the twin is always going to reflect back to you how you feel about yourself. So how are you treating yourself? So there's a shift in the twin flame energetic template going on this week is kind of what I feel as we kind of close out all of these major karmic cycles. So let's jump in with some cards. And we'll see what else needs to come through. Wow. Energy cords, dark night of the soul. I do feel many of the masculine collectives were in the trenches of the dark night of the soul, especially when Mars went retrograde in Gemini. And so, like a lot of the divine masculines, I'm going to say, for close to the last 9 to 18 months, have been in this very uncomfortable dark night of the soul, re-evaluation of their life purpose. There was a lot unveiled to them when it comes to the karmic relationships and these energy cords that need to be cut. And so all the masculine has to do is clear these unwanted attachments. I do feel they've been going into the clearing of all of these past life memories, these unhealthy patterns. And as challenging as it has been, it's been a release for a renewal. So let's see what needs to come through with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck for the week ahead for the twins. Major life changes that had just come out, and so it's kind of feeling like a tower reversed. And so if you flow through these energies and you embrace these changes, initiate them yourself, is what the Aries energy is asking you to do. This is going to be an easy shift as part of your evolution. I do feel the feminine is being called to really go deep into her empathy, her understanding, and her compassion towards the masculine's very difficult cycle that he's closing out. Because most of the twins, we do kind of go on different journeys, different timelines, and then we kind of come back together after the breakthrough of the love, right? Of the unconditional love. And this is also a message for the feminine of deep, unconditional, healthy love wants you too. So what you're seeking is also seeking you. And so I do feel we're closing out all of these karmic contracts and the energies this week. And I do feel many are experiencing a lot of uncomfortable ascension sickness. I know I've been extra tired lately, just lackadaisical is the energy, like really no drive, kind of like meandering in the energies. There's that heart opening. So major life changes. There's no denying the changes that are going to be taking place in order to go through this breakthrough, right? And sometimes we do have to go through the breakdown before the breakthrough when it comes to transforming out of these karmic situations and cycles. And so it takes a lot of hard work, and I do feel the feminine has persevered, and your hard work on the journey is starting to pay off. So I do feel whatever roadblock the masculine has to overcome, it's really going to allow him to recognize where he's been neglecting this nurturing connection, the part of him that's really been yearning for the feminine and this development journey. And so I do feel a major ego death is taking place as we go through this heart awakening. And so self-care, I grabbed two, is going to be definitely in focus this week as we heal this deeply embedded pain and trauma. And so we're purging or crying. I'm sure a lot have been crying. It's a very emotional energy as we heal the DNA in our souls body. And so we have to face our deepest hurts to heal them. And so I do feel we're stepping towards new evolution on our esoteric journey, new higher spiritual vocations as the twins kind of come together and reach the conclusion of this lesson. And we step into mastery together, because I do feel enough healing has taken place that we can kind of rip off the fear, the band-aid of fear, and we can kind of have that face-to-face. Let's get a few more messages before jumping into the tarot. Heart again, soul time. So these energies this week are asking us to really go within, to spend that time alone, to see the possibility of this new reality about to emerge. And so we're embracing these new higher relationship concepts. I do feel the understanding of the oneness, that the soul is timeless, limitless, infinite, and there's that heart chakra activation. And so the energy is supporting this deep healing harmonization, I feel, of the mind, the body, and the soul, and the twin flame union. And so there's a lot being integrated when it comes to these unions, all of these aspects of self, because you are your twin is you, and perceiving a positive position, releasing the negativity to find that balanced symphony is kind of what I feel. So we'll see what else needs to come through for the twins. Compassion. So that's interesting. That's right in alignment with the empathy and the compassion card. And so really a lot of the feminines have this ability to stand by the masculine without this judgment, right? And so I do feel like the archangels are coming in, kind of serving as these divine mediators between the masculine and the feminine, because we are here to manifest heaven on earth. And so we're here to bring all of these spiritual principles into matter through the flow of unconditional love, through the flow of source, through the flow of our heart into the world together. And so major perception shift. That's really all that came out, was the compassion. And so that's the energy of the veil being pierced. There's this newfound curiosity, moving the masculine out of his comfort zone is what it feels like, to find all of the sharp edges of what's held him back from going into understanding the illusion he's been entrapped in, to take a real long, hard look at what's been happening in his life and where he's been lacking this frequency of love. So I do feel a higher heart activation, which is getting the masculine to question his entire existence And we're at the pivot point of conception, the sacral chakra, and then the passion. And so all of these hidden emotions that the masculine's kind of buried deep inside, he's hidden deep inside, all of the lies he's told himself to assist in this pushing down is creating this intensity. And so it's like the chaos all around the masculine. And the feminine is the calm of the masculine's core right now. So I feel all of this long-lasting wisdom is filling up within the masculine as we go through this conceptualization of these higher conscious origins. And so we're in this place where everything can begin again. We're in this place of creation, of remembrance of our potential, the infinite possibilities that we hold through our manifestations. And then the heart chakra. So allow yourself to be open to whatever is coming your way in the energies this week, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. Because when we do that, then we become a partner with the counterpart and a partner with the universal energies. And we kind of go through this dance, right? This expansion dance. So let's see what needs to come through with the tarot. Oh my goodness. There's that Pluto and Capricorn energy, the devil. So a lot of the masculines have been dancing with the devil for far too long, like a puppet on a string. And I do feel they're losing their mind. It's like they're drowning in a sea of what they've created, all of this toxicity, reaching out for help. And I do feel a lot of them are feeling abandoned, feeling all alone at rock bottom. And it is the energy kind of what goes around comes around. And so they very well could be struggling with the self-worth issues like I've talked about. But I do feel, look at that, I cut the deck, and we do have victory over these karmic cycles. So victory is around the corner, and so we've got to kind of clear all of the negativity, and we got to work through all of these energies to find that alternative solution. So we're going to see what else needs to come through with the tarot. I do want to keep it short and sweet this week. 9 of Pentacles reversed, 8 of Wands reversed, 9 of Cups reversed. Wow. Ace of Swords reversed, the Fool, the 2 of Cups, the 5 of Cups. This is the energy of denial, right? And so a lot of the masculines have been in denial. They've blocked the communication to the feminine. They've been afraid, I feel, of reaching out. The 9-9 in reverse. So there's something getting flipped upside down. The 9 of Cups in reversed and the 9 of Pentacles in reverse for me. So there could be addictions here. We did see the Devil card. The 9 of Cups reversed is definitely the energy of overindulgence. I feel a level of extreme codependencies here. There's fear of releasing these codependent situations. And I do feel there's the 8 of Wands. So I also feel an addiction is coming to a dead stop. There's the energy of denial, the spiraling in the subconscious mind space. And so the spiraling out of control, shining the light on, you know, what's been denied. And so there is a new beginning here. There's that pivot point. There's that zeroing out of the karma. And there is the spiritual union, and then the 5 of Cups. So there does still need to be a recognition of the unresolved grief, regret, shame, and guilt. And we kind of have to get rigorously honest with ourselves. And so I do feel an apology. I feel a lot of the feminines, you know, I always feel this energy of like when pigs fly. Did we ever think that we would get an offer, right? And so it's the teetering of the two, right? It's the swinging of the pendulum, wanting to come in with an apology, imagining it. Maybe the masculine feels it will be rejected, but I do feel deep in contemplation about speaking that truth. The masculine has been urged to speak up, to come forward with that honest communication, and I do feel there is going to be a tower moment. I do feel unexpected communication this week with all of the retrograde energies. If not this week, we also have Mercury going retrograde this summer. Victory is around the corner. Definitely. And so the Tower reverse, this has been avoided up until now. This is unavoidable change. This is breaking free from the abandonment fears, the lack mentality, and putting in the work. And so a lot of the feminines have just been busy, focused on their work, focused on their craft, doing their own thing. And I do feel you're not going to see this coming. Is the energy coming through with the Two of Swords reversed. And so as you stay focused on yourself, this is removing the blinders, removing the blocks as well. So let's get one last message from Spirit, guys, with the messages from Spirit deck today. What else did the twins need to know when it comes to this changing reality this week? Forgiveness. So forgiveness is going to be not only powerful and liberating for you, Divine Feminine, it will also be powerful for the masculine, although it doesn't give the masculine permission and permit him to the way that he's mistreated you and ghosted you. But I do feel forgiveness is allowing the feminine to move on from this cycle, which is creating the big shift into the masculine, processing these deep-seated emotions connected to the feminine. And so I do feel if you've been in a situation and it's been zapping your vitality, the universe wants to say know when to walk away or they're going to throw you out. But I do feel a week of spiritual maturity, recognition of the lesson, and a new cycle of dignity and respect. And so no more cycles of victimization, taking back our power, and a week of the path being spiritually illuminated. And so I do feel the twins are being given a chance for a do-over this week. A do-over this week. And so I do feel it's kind of time to take that different approach. And so that's kind of what I got for the twins for the week ahead, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, I do encourage you to check out the description box below. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.